Next Live, man.
Shout out Up Next Live.
Shout out Up Next Live.
Gang, it's the big step of the well-known flexer here with Up Next Live.
Get busy in the back, like, hey. See,
I'm not doing it.
That's how you fuck it up.
Like this. Welcome back to another episode of Up Next Live. I got my sister DJ MK in the building. I go by the name of Brittany Elise. We got a special guest in the chat, Mr. Morray in the building.
Okay, so just to tell the Quicksand. Not you did your own sound effect.
Look, I had to do it.
I love it.
I had to do it. Now, you've had a phenomenal 2020. 2020 was a hard year for a lot of people.
Not you,
Yes.
But not you. Because I was looking at it, I said, you know what? It's 2020. I don't even know if you came out swinging or if it's when we were introduced to the song Quicksand, was it late for everybody else? But for you, it's already been running. But one thing I want to know from you is, how has 2020 changed your life? I want to ask that immediately before we get into your backstory.
Okay. Well, 2020, has been a devastating year for a lot of people. So I don't want to harp on all my good in the midst of all the bad, but I do want to say that I have been blessed. I have had some favor in the midst of all this dark times, and I just thank God that He's seen favor for me to be doing this well in the midst of all the bull crap. But it's been great. It's been smiles, it's been prayers, it's been happiness, it's been joy, and it just feels good to feel all those good emotions, bro. No cap.
you giving me chills. I feel that.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel that in my spirit.
Well, and it's sometimes you have to give yourself time to realize what is happening, especially with a story like yours. When I was reading up, you came from a impoverished background. So
Yes,
coming from a background like that, and now it's like your breakthrough moment, but you also came up in the church. So somewhere along there, you kept the faith and you kept going.
Yes, ma'am.
What you wanted to do. Talk a little bit about how your upbringing in the church, singing your favorite song at 4 years old up in the pulpit for the people.
Yes, ma'am.
Praise and worship. Talk about how church has implemented into your career today.
Yes, man. Well, as you said, I've been in church basically my whole life since I was like 4 years old, and the church and God in general has played a big part in my life. Even in the bad times, I always knew something better was going to come around because I had that faith. I knew nothing that I was going through was going to last for too long. I knew one day something's going to happen to me. I didn't know it was going to be music. I thought a good job, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe I went to school and got a career. I never thought something like this. So the fact that I'm able to be blessed in the faith, me praying and me staying humble has actually worked. I have no choice but to have that much more faith in God because I'm doing what He tells me to do, and it's working for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love letting Him speak and I listen because it seems like that's the best option for life.
Yeah. You are definitely giving me chills. You see God in the room back
Right,
there.
Okay, He's everywhere. He with me too.
I'm about to shake some things up real quick.
Yeah,
Right.
honestly, like I was always told as a youngin' I was gonna be a preacher, and I don't care how I do it. I want to do it.
The thing about your voice that I love so much is you have that like Southern church sound. Like when you go to, it's funny because my family's from Atlanta and South Carolina. So when you go to one of them backwood churches, you done seen it all. They throwing out.
What?
They throwing
Run
out
around the church and
you know what I'm talking about. But your voice resonates with those memories for me when I first heard it. So when I first heard Quicksand, I was like, dang, where is he from? His sound, everything I love. How did you know when you had that sound? Like your sound is in a whole different lane. I can't imagine somebody else that sounds like you. And I seen where they called you the new blues. It was like your blues, and I was like, whoa, that's exactly what it is. That's the exact sound.
I didn't even hear that, but that's amazing. Like to hear that just now, like that's the dope category to put me in. Like not R&B, not hip hop or blues. That's fire. That's fire.
And you be sliding. You think you slick. You be sliding on them beats now. You come in singing, and then next thing you know, you might drop a 16 bar. Come back.
I think I don't have structure in my music. Like, music to me has always been like a feeling. So when I hear beat, like how you said, like how I found my sound, I've been doing music since I was like 16 years old. I didn't have a sound. I was trying to be everybody else. But when I finally realized, like after talking to my wife, like, yo, let me go ahead and figure out my own swag. Let me not hop on the bandwagon. And if I get criticized for being different, oh, well, I try my best. So I wanted to bring the church. I wanted to bring the church harmonies. I wanted to bring my vocals. I wanted to bring my hip hop, my rap. I didn't want to be subjugated to one genre. I wanted people to hear me just for being an artist. So I'm glad that the voice that I have found lets me do exactly what I plan to do my whole life, and that's just be myself.
I love that. Now, like, putting my DJ hat on, right? Like, I got introduced to you. I think the world is being introduced to you with the song Quicksand. That, like, off like hot fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
At the moment that you wrote it, recorded it, listened to it once it was mixed down, like, did you know at the time the type of song that you had? Because I know I hear a lot of people speak about, I knew this was the one, or I didn't think about it, I just put it out and it just happened. And it just, like, the people, you know what I'm saying? The people made their opinion about it and it just took off. So it's like, did you know at the time that you were creating this record and it was, you know, releasing it, that it was going to have the effect that it did?
No, I keep it 100. When I first put it out, I didn't even think it was ready yet. I feel like it needed some more stuff. Like, I was like, and then the fact that I was actually putting I was putting my real entire life in the song. I wasn't so courageous enough to put it out there. So when I put it out, I was kind of nervous. I didn't know how they were gonna take my story. Oh, he a bum and he grew up like this. But I'm happy that I there's so many people who can relate to my story. So when I put the song out, it wasn't to get fame and fortune. It was for me to finally tell my story the way I know how to. And it just happens that my story is so relatable. A lot of people got it. So it's just good that I was able to reach those who can't speak up for themselves and understand that we all come from a background of bullshit, but why not celebrate? Because we all about to get the fuck out of it.
100%. And you know what? I think that unknowingly, that like the timing of when you released it, you may have not thought it's ready, but like for the world to have survived through 2020, through everything that happened with everything. I mean, I can't even it was every month there was some shit going on.
No, honestly, it was a busy ass year.
I feel like for like this, you know, people to hear this song and like I said, I heard it back in December and it was just like I said, I feel it in my spirit because everyone had went through their own individual suffering and pain. So the way that you wrote it, even though it was from your life and your experiences, I think that, you know, the world at the time could even, you know, relate to that pain more than probably any other time naturally in the world that they would have. So it really is one of those like God-defined timing that really has worked out, you know, in your favor. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Something I wanted to ask you, like I said, we were reading up, and I know your lady has been very supportive of your journey.
Yes.
I hope that you buy her something nice.
Right.
Come on. Hey, listen.
What did you say in the song? You got her a castle. I hope she gets her castle real soon.
It's happening. Listen, my baby gets whatever she likes, whether I'm rapping or not. If I got to steal to go get it, she got it. It's happening. It's happening.
Go ahead. Well, I want to know because it said that your lovely wife, she was the one that pretty much, I would say she inspired you to write the song, the words that you wrote. What was it that she said to you that made you write that? Like, what was it that clicked? What was that defining comment?
Okay. Now, when me and my wife been together for like altogether 7 years, we've been married for 3 of those. And one thing about her that's always been like the solid factor to me, she's always been honest. Whether it's my music or not, she's gonna tell me like, it could be better. This is da-da-da-da. So, of course, she always told me like, baby, I love your music. You're talented. I believe in you. But what you're writing is bullshit. It's not gonna click to nobody. I'm not trying to be mean, but you keep giving me all these songs, and baby, I'm telling you they're good, but they could be better. So I took that as on some shit like, oh, you talking shit. You don't really support my shit. And I was like, I can write a song that's meaningful. I can write a song and I can show you I'm doing well. And she was proud of me. And I think that's what made me want to keep writing more songs. Like, oh shit, I done made I mean, I smile for real. Now we lit. You feel me? Like, let me go write 4 more songs and see if I can get a nice little hug and kiss. You know what I mean? Work something out.
But you wrote Dreamland the same night you wrote Quicksand, right?
No, I wrote Big Decisions the same night.
Okay. But still, like you're writing at that point. You were motivated. You were writing back to back at that point.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you dropping these visuals. One thing I love about the visuals is that it's like you're singing, and it's almost like I don't even know how to explain it because I've seen this happen.
You can
be
like singing about anything,
right? But everything that is happening around you, it's like each person has their own testimony and story in the visual. So it's like a movie within a movie. It's almost like Inception. It's a lot going on, but you're trying to watch everything at the same time. And I love that you do that throughout. The last 4 to 5 visuals that you just dropped, they all seem to have that same kind of symmetry. Are you involved in a lot of the creative process of your video making?
A lot of the videos besides Dreamland, we let it flow. We don't try to, like, I've been with the same video guy since Quicksand, and we were doing it together, and we have a system. We go to the video shoot and we let God use us. Whatever, if we have a split-second idea, we gonna put it in the video. If we don't, we gonna do these performance scenes. If I gotta do 50 performance scenes until we figure something else out, that's what we gonna do. We don't try to make it too much work, because I think that's what people are starting to get it misconstrued. We are rappers, but this was fun to you at one point in time. Keep it fun to you. Don't make it so much about it being a job, because then now we're getting the worst music because you're tired of this shit now. We're getting bad interviews because you're tired of this shit now. Just get back to the fun.
But you're
Keep it fun.
You think other people want to hear versus what is genuine to who you are.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right.
I definitely feel that.
Well, you ended up on one of Jay-Z's playlists.
That is nothing to take lightly.
I need to know what that feeling was like when you found out. I would have been like, I'm on who? Where? Who did?
That's exactly what I did. I thought people was capping. Like, I was like, nah, ain't no way Jay-Z ain't no way J. Cole gonna go ahead and write, this just is amazing. All of a sudden now Jay-Z, I say ain't no way it's not happening like that. God, stop playing with me. I checked it for myself. I think I liked it and commented immediately. Like I forgot he was talking about me. I was so hyped. I called everybody on my phone like, are y'all watching this? Like, we about to go up, bro. Like, it was over. It was crazy.
Now we here.
Okay, you feel me? Not what Sean Carter say is good. It's over.
Kind of up.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, so what kind of what kind of people have reached out to you since you've been dropping this quick 5? So you've been dropping track after track. So what kind of like people have been reaching out to you? Are there people that you want to collab with or work with in the future? What does that look like?
A lot of people have been showing like a lot of support, and I want to thank them for any and everything they've ever done for me. Like, I've been in the studio with Corday. He's such a good, humble individual. Gave me great advice. G Herbo has gave me great advice. J. Cole has actually wrote me and told me like, keep pushing. So even the fact you took time, like, we know Cole don't fuck with nobody.
Right.
So if you write me, keep pushing, that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. 150% more, because I want you to write me again. And again, I want to be your friend.
Next time I
keep working. Exactly. So everybody just been supporting me. Exactly. Especially like Moshe Leezy, the guy that found me in the first place. Like, if he didn't believe that I had something in the first place, I wouldn't even be talking to you guys. So like, especially him, he been supporting since day one.
That's amazing.
Now you have a project on the way. It's 2021. I know there's something coming. Listen, I'll run the songs that I got back to back over and repeat frontwards, backwards. But I would to also wonder when we will get some new music.
Honestly, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it out, because I don't want to give nobody just a song. I want to give somebody a piece of me. So that's why it's taking a little long, because I critique myself so much that now that people are teaching me these new things, now I'm listening. And if I don't hear perfection, I got to start over. It's not just a retake. Let's start from the beginning and figure out what we can do. Because when you guys hear my project, I want you to not only smile but be proud of me. Like, yo, he really did his thing. I think that's a big thing for me, is I want to make my fans and people who listen to me proud. I don't want it just to be, you're a fan. I want you to be in my journey. I want you to walk with me, talk with me. I want you to be there with me. So everything I put out has to be that level of creative greatness, if I must say. So it's something coming, I would say about a month or two from now, but I just want to make sure it's perfect.
Okay. Look, I can wait a couple days. I can wait about 30, 60, 90 days.
I can 30, I'm gonna start emails to people.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing I love about you is that we keep defining it as your story, but as I was listening, especially on the car ride here, and I was like, let me play some of my favorite tracks back, and I was like, you have a testimony down
Yes,
from
ma'am.
your story of how you came up to the different jobs that you've done. You've never given up. You've always had faith. You've always been humble. Like, just I can tell it, and it's that you have a testimony, and that's something that I think I'm so appreciative to now be a part of, but also be able to hear more and more. When you talk, people listen. When you sing,
wow,
people listen. When you rap,
thank you.
you be sliding, people listen. And that's a very important gift to have. It's just no matter what you do, people stop and listen. Look, I put Quicksand as the music for the club flyer about 2 weeks ago. I said, yes, this is gonna be our club flyer song today. Because it's just
I appreciate it.
It's a vibe, so we gotta make sure that it's getting to the masses. But I know you have a testimony, but your testimony is not over yet. It is not.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I like to give people their flowers, you know, in this segment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they get, you know, it's like, oh, what you doing now? Are you on the come up? And it's like, I promise you, for every DJ I speak to, like I said, we're based out of Orlando. So every DJ I speak to, when we talk about people, hey, who should we tap in with next? They're like, man, who's up next? Motherfucking Morray. Like, everybody. Like, no gas, no nothing. It's like you are like that go-to person that people really got their eyes on, and genuinely, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I know
ma'am.
we're in Florida, and I remember when Rod Wave, it was like people were looking, they were paying attention, and then he just went crazy. And I see a lot of similarities and just like the energy where it's like, it's just your momentum is just crazy, and the amount of viewership you get, it's like you really got all eyes on you right now. So like, kudos to you, bro. Like I said, we early fans. You know what I'm saying? We early.
Yes, ma'am.
You ain't getting rid of us.
I don't want to. I need you.
Listen, we here. What is you know, like I said, I know one of our interns at the studio asked me this question. He wanted to know if he could ask it, which is, are you going to do a remix to Quicksand, or are we just going to let Quicksand be this piece of work?
Honestly, I'm thinking about it a lot. I don't want to remix because that's like my first, that's like my baby. That's like, I put a lot of me in that song, and I don't know if somebody else's verse can relate to what I'm saying as much as I can. I mean, I believe a lot of people will body it. You know, a lot of people will kill it. You feel me? But I just feel like that's just my baby. That one, I don't think I want remix. I want it to be something that I can always listen to and understand this is where it started for me. And I want it to go for what it is, not because it has the best feature or because the hottest artist hopped on it. I want people to love it because it's genuinely a good song for good people.
I like that.
And 10 years from now, we still gonna be running it back. Oh, it's a classic.
Let's get it.
It's a classic.
It's a timeless
Definitely
song.
Classic.
It is timeless.
Thank you.
And like I said, like, you sing so well and it's written so well that I'm like, damn, he could almost be talking about anything. I'm gonna just bop this shit. It sounds cool. Like,
okay, look, let's get it.
That's fact.
We're gonna see when I put this out. I need that energy. Call me back and let me know what you're thinking.
Right. No, we gonna have to do a take 2 of the interview so we can.
We're gonna have to.
We'll sit and do a review together.
Yeah.
We'll do
that'd be fine.
We'll put a video down below, and you on this side, us on this side, and we'll just review the album. That's what we're gonna do.
Listen, and I know
that'd be fire shit though. Honestly,
there's DJs in the city that would love to like tap in and talk to you and just, you know what I'm saying, just get that energy. The support, like I said, it's a you're singing in the record, but that shit is dropping in the club. It's dropping in the strip club. You know what I'm saying? It's
oh God,
right?
They shaking their ass to Quicksand.
Listen, it's Florida.
That Henny and Coke have people singing some Quicksand.
Oh God, for real though.
Definitely happening. So, you know, we have to ask. I know we talked about the album, but you know, 2021, we catching you in What are we in? March.
Yeah.
My dates is running together.
It's still first quarter.
We're catching you in March, and you know we have to ask, outside of the album, what is up next for Morray?
I know I got a couple shows coming up. I'm trying to figure out dates and specifics, but I do have something. I believe 1 or 2 this month, and I really want to just make sure I give it my all every stage I touch. Like it's my first real like one that people are watching me. So I want to go out there and leave it all on the stage. Sweat, tears, take my shirt off, throw it around my head just like a helicopter. Oh, give it there. I just want to go out there and have fun. So just look out for me to be doing a lot more of shows and pop-ups and trying to show my appreciation for people who appreciate me.
Absolutely. You know, Florida, we outside.
We all the way outside.
Oh, I know why. I know.
Oh,
Too far. City full of gangsters.
Listen, you can find your way to a little club named Beecham on a Saturday night. We'll take care of you.
Okay, man.
Hey,
Don't tell me what a good time. I like to pop out now.
Look, let us know, because you know the club goes up every week.
Oh, believe me, I heard stories about Miami. I can't wait to visit.
Now listen, so like I said, we appreciate you tapping in with us. How do people, like I said, how do they stream the music if they haven't heard it? How do they listen to the other records you got out? How do they get in contact with you? You know what I'm saying? How do people know more about what you got going on?
First of all, I want to say thank you. If you have listened, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for commenting, liking. If you haven't yet, you can find me everywhere under Morray the One. That's MORRAYDA1. That's on all platforms, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. Morray the One. You can find me everywhere. And do not be afraid to write me. I know I can't get back to everybody, but I promise you, I try to write at least 20 people a day. But work with me. Work with me.
Be patient. He going up.
Look, he busy.
He busy.
But he's still writing.
He booked and busy.
Yes.
Now, man, we appreciate you. We are fans. We are here for anything and everything y'all got. Thank you for tapping in with us. We appreciate it. And God bless.
For sure.
To you guys too, and thank you again. I look forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right.
Hey, Andy.
See you later.
Hanging out.
Right.
Thank you.